How have you enjoyed the festival so far?
A little bit too much.
Yeah, a little bit too much. Never have too much.
Downing like my life depends on it.
For the uninitiated, introduce yourself. Tell us about your business, what you do, what problem you solve.
Okay, so I'm Donna O'Toole. I am the founder of August Recognition and Awards app. And we support businesses and individuals to find, enter and win awards. Mm-hmm. So that helps them to raise their profile, gain trust and credibility in their industry. And we're rather popular for helping brands to become the most award-winning in their industry too.
Amazing. Decent qualifications. And you've worked in the awards industry for quite a while though, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, over a decade now.
What did you do before you came into your own business?
Well, in a past life, I was actually in dentistry.
Dentistry?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then, so I actually started my first business at 19.
Right.
Which was a dental nurse agency. After I was a dental nurse and I spotted a gap in the market for an agency, there wasn't any. And what happened was the legislation changed in dentistry, whereby dentists had to have a nurse as a chaperone always in their surgery, whereas they hadn't had to before. So what happened was when people were off sick or their nurses were on maternity leave, they found it hard to work without a nurse. So I literally filled the gap, if you pardon the pun.
Yeah. Nice.
And I started an agency and was literally oversubscribed from day one, because it was perfect timing, really. And then from there I went on to train nurses, and then I took a career break when I had my children. Mm. And after that, I went back to university, which I hadn't had a chance to do as a young person, and I studied English linguistics, which was actually my passion.
Right.
And I was really determined to be an English teacher. And yes, I studied that, but came out of doing my degree and started business writing. Mm. I'm quite a business and academic kind of writer, not a fictional writer. I really admire fiction writers, but my brain doesn't work like that. And then after that, I got into awards, basically. And I started working with entrepreneurs who didn't really think that they deserved an award, but they'd done great things. And I found that when I worked with them and helped them, supported them, and they won, the change in them was phenomenal. It was like they got confidence, their self-esteem went up, they felt validated, they felt like their ideas were validated. And so I ended up working with a different awards agency, freelance for them for a while. And then I did that for a while, and then eventually started my own agency. So we're 9 years. August Recognition is 9 years old.
Wow, that's quite an achievement. Like, given you know, the agency landscape generally is really tough. Like we know this better than a lot of people.
A roller coaster,
and it's so unpredictable. It's like client retention, client churn. You know, it's so hard to balance.
Yes.
With the awards thing. And I'm going to be quite pointed with it.
Yeah, go for it.
There's a lot of like bad press around awards, like people paying for them.
Yeah.
You know, you only win if you buy a table of 10 and put money towards it. Mm-hmm. Why shouldn't people do that?
Yeah.
And why should they potentially work with you? Because I know about your business, but I know the audience will not.
So I always say it's a little bit like, it's like a lot of industries. There's the organizations that are brilliant and you'll get a return on investment from choosing them to work with. And by that I mean awards programs. And there's the ones that aren't. It's a bit like choosing a mechanic. You know, how do you know which garage is going to, be absolutely honest with you and tell you what your car needs when you're a bit blind to it yourself and you don't know it, and you just have to put trust in them. So one of the things, I think people are absolutely right to be cynical, because if you're cynical, then you'll do your due diligence before you start entering random awards. But unfortunately, what's happened over the last decade is that the landscape has, a bit like a lot of things, has become more spammy, more scammy. And you have to do even more due diligence now to make sure that you're actually going into the right awards programs. So we work globally. So you can imagine there's around 5,000 awards in the world. So people tend to only think about the awards they've heard of or the ones in their local area or something like that. But there's actually thousands and thousands of international awards that everyone can enter. And it's about determining, well, what makes a good award, what doesn't make a good award. and avoiding the scams that are out there now. So we're doing quite a lot of work on raising awareness of that. So there's quite a few things that are going on. There's, you get like a message that you'll get on LinkedIn or in your email saying, enter this award, or you're a finalist for an award you've never heard of. And it strangely sounds exactly like what you do. And you say, oh, wow, I'm a finalist. And then, just pay, £1,000 and you'll be on the front cover of this. Well, they're kind of obvious ones. And I always say to people ask me all the time, oh, shall I enter this? I got this nomination. I think I'm in the final. And I was like, no, if you didn't enter it and it wasn't in your marketing budget, don't do it. You wouldn't spend your money in that way on anything else. Exactly. So don't do it with awards. Yeah. But there's lots of other scams now. So something called link farming, which is happening. So that's where you might receive a logo that gets sent to you and it says you've won this particular award, and you're like, oh wow, I've won an award, you got nominated. All you need to do is put the logo on your website, and that's it. You don't need to pay any money. So you think, well, it can't be a scam because they're not asking me for any money. But then what happens is you're giving SEO value and domain ranking value because it's backlinking to a domain, and you don't know what's going to happen to that domain. So it might just be raising the value of the domain because they're sending these out to thousands of people and then selling on that domain. It might be that they're going to move what's on the domain to something that's not so great, gambling, porn, all kinds of things like that. And then all of a sudden you're backlinking to something that's not good. So that's going to then affect your SEO value, but you've put their domain value up. And so people don't realize that these other scams are happening. You
see, I had no idea that was a scam that was happening. Like that's crazy. I mean, I know about SEO, I know about awards, I know marketing generally, but that's disgusting, that, isn't it?
And it's difficult to find and it's difficult to prove, but it is happening. So I always say to people, just be really careful, do your due diligence. So look on their website, look on their social media channels. Do they look like they exist and they're alive and they're talking and there's current and there's an event happening? And whether there's an online event or an event in person is not necessarily making a difference to whether it's a good award or not, because international awards often don't have an in-person event. They'll have an online one and can be a great award. Equally, whether you pay to enter that award or not doesn't say whether it's good or not. I always say you can pay to play. So you pay to be involved because most awards organisations are businesses. Yep. How are they going to run a recognition programme if people aren't contributing to that? You'd pay to go out to a restaurant. Why would you not pay to go to an awards event? But don't pay to win. So that's the bit to avoid. Pay to play, don't pay to win.
Just doesn't mean anything though, does it? Exactly. Like if you pay to win, it's
not on merit. I mean, if you want to do that, I suppose, then that's on you, but it's not recommended. It's got
to be purely an ego.
But one of the things that we're doing to overcome this issue is A, raising awareness, and B, launching Awards app. So Awards app is an AI platform that's going to essentially do what we do as an agency, as a white glove service on a platform in an affordable, accessible way. But what we're doing is we're going to have a verified database of awards in there that you only get to through the platform. And the reason for that is because even some of the biggest awards programs that you will know have been cloned recently. And so people are thinking they're entering a particular award and it's a cloned site.
Oh my God.
So we want to really make sure that the only awards that are in our platform are verified by us as recognised programmes. They are safe links that you're using and there's not any risk to you of that. So we're in the process of developing that. And it's a big project because there's thousands, obviously, of awards.
Well, yeah, I mean, speaking about the thousands of awards, I mean, I'd be interested to know what like the most unique ones, the far out ones that, people might not even realise, because there might be someone like watching and listening to this that go, well, I do biscuits for dogs and I don't, what awards are there for people who make biscuits for dogs?
There are literally awards for everyone. I cannot tell you, there are so many. What's really interesting about awards programs is in the UK we have a culture of having a good old jolly. We like a night out, we like an event, and that makes a good award ceremony. So what happens is the categories for awards are selected by how many categories can we fit into a night out. So it's usually about about 15, say maybe between 10 and 20. And so the awards programs then determine their categories by what can we fit into the events night, and what's broad strokes going to cover most kind of industries or people or individuals. Whereas international awards don't look at it like that. It's a very different culture around awards. And instead of thinking of it as a night out, they're not so fixated on the ceremony, and they're more on the process. And so they might have 150 categories where we've got 15.
Right.
And so therefore in international programs, you tend to get much more niche categories for your industry. So I always say, if you're in a niche industry, look outside the box. If you're in the UK, look internationally, because you'll find that there will be more awards for your niche.
I guess the international side of things, if you are a UK business and you're looking at the international awards, maybe there is like a little bit of a higher credibility, given that you've had an international award.
Yeah,
and
it's good to have a balance, I think, because also it's good to think of it as the bigger picture. So we always want people to get a return on investment from their awards. So you start by thinking at the beginning, what do I want to get out of this?
Yeah.
Well, if I'm in the UK, I might want a bit of networking. I might want some introductions. I might want to meet the sponsors because they might help me. Often sponsors are financial institutions, so maybe I want to get some funding. I want to attract new clients. Depending if I have a footfall kind of bricks and mortar business, or if I'm online, does it matter where I'm entering the awards? So I'd think about all those returns on investment that are potentials out of awards, and then think about, well, I really want some awards that are really specific to what I do as well. And that's where you'll get the international ones more. But we work with international companies. We were actually, I just put a map for the office, and we were looking at where to put all our clients, and we work with in 32 different countries.
Wow.
So, and the interesting thing about awards in internationally is, even though the English is not necessarily the first language of those countries, the awards are typically entered in English.
Wow, right.
So,
okay.
and you don't need to be trading internationally to enter internationally.
That's
either.
good to know.
So some awards competitions will welcome from all different countries.
Insane. Donna, how can people get in touch with you? Where can they find you online? Because I think people need you. People need you, because I think credibility, trust, social proof, it's so important now.
Yeah.
How can they get in touch with you? When is Awards App going to be ready?
Yeah.
Let us know.
August Recognition is live and kicking, and we work with amazing businesses, from solo entrepreneurs right through to some of the biggest corporates in the world. So you can get in touch with us on hello@augustawards.com, and we do a free discovery call, so we can help you understand if you're ready for awards, or what you need to do to get ready for awards, or give you some advice on what you're doing at the moment. And then Awards App is in development right now. You can join our waiting list. And that I'm developing with Daniel Priestley, and we've got a great tech team behind us. And that we're looking for a beta product at the end of the year, I'd say, for that one. So not very long, not very far away.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Donna, thank you so much for your time.
Paul.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you. And you.
Cheers.